Aya. She needs no introduction. Definitely right here on Living Legends. A lot of you think she's out of the game, but definitely she is not. I'm talking of a now based abroad songstress diva, my Shingisai Suluma, right here on Living Legends. Magadi, mama.
Dino Farah, Marceline.
I want to Chakona.
Dino Tent.
You look beautiful and young.
Thank you.
Okay, so you are on Living Legends so tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. So when I come to Shingisai, my Suluma, Jagasiana, maybe a brief background about yourself.
Shakanank. Ndikufunga kuti nditange ndidzokera kumashure nditange when I was younger. So when I was younger, probably by the age of 7, I had already started singing and being encouraged by my biological parents. And so as a child who grew up in church, there's no way around. You have to do something in the church. So singing was what I could do best. My sister and I would stand in church, being pushed or being encouraged by parents to do it. And so that's where it started. So until I became a my Suluma, not to die.
But who really inspired you and when was the highlight of your career?
When it comes to the career part, when you're a teenager in high school and we already started to listen to gospel music. And the time, the people that were on the screen or that were top was people like Mai Shuai, Utaonashe, Rita Shoniwa, the Brian Sibalos, Makaniki Manyeruke. So, but the part of that, the women were also in the game. That was more inspiring than anything.
Now I understand that it's almost 10 years you living out of the country. Why did you leave the country?
Right, I left the country and my husband and I had decided to study abroad. And so he was going to do a master's degree and I was also going to do a master's degree. So we went to the United States basically to go and study. That's why. And so it took long because the studies were also long.
How has it been so far?
It's been good so far. I mean,
I know.
Right.
Considering your career, has living out of the country shaped your career anyhow?
I think it has some challenges and some things that made it better. So just learning from others, seeing how, international place. And so my husband and I will say, we're going on top of the mountain. Because if you look at the United States and the world, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So it was exciting to be in the United States. So we will see how the CC Winans are doing it, how even the secular music besides just the gospel. But learning from any one of them was just good enough.
Nice. So do you ever miss home? I
do. That's why I come often.
Okay.
Almost every year or every other year I'm here.
Are you planning on coming back to settle for good?
That's a good question. And then I would say it's good to come and visit home. But as for now, as things are changing, we have children that are growing up. So, but we have a home and I still have parents.
I know.
And so you want to balance it. I think that's what I can say. I would like to balance it. Yeah.
Let's talk of the challenges you faced. I understand you're a female gospel musician and in an industry dominated by males. How was it for you? How did you overcome the challenges?
The challenges were there, absolutely, which probably could be similar to what the male artist could face. Because I think everybody who's starting when you take your music to trial to find out if your music is accepted. I remember those times when we started, there was the Grammar Records. And so my first album, when I took it there to the studios, and I was told, this music does not sell in this country. Oh. And I tried the second time and I was told, no, it does not still look good. And the third time, my song, Mirira Mangwanani, that's where I had a breakthrough.
Wow.
So it took a long way. So I could say, Kushingirira kwa kanak.
Let's talk of hesitance on your 10th album, due to piracy. Right. What do you think could be done as a musician?
We've tried so many things. I know we've talked to ministers, government ministers. We've talked to, I know they also could have shared the issue with policemen. And I know the time that we left for the United States in 2008, they have had a fight with us the same way that we would fight back. Like sometimes we'll go on the street and ask those that are selling on the street and say, where did you get this from? Unfortunately, they will not say. They will not tell you where they got the music from. So we know it's secrecy. Somewhere in the background is being done. But the way to fight it, what we are now doing, is either to release singles and not make them as albums. I know there are some artists that are still selling as albums, but my choice was, let me release them as singles and see what happens. So if Paris would line up my songs and make them to be an album, that's good. At least they're working.
Okay.
No.
So, growing up, I was your fan, your biggest fan. Actually, I'm still your fan.
Good.
But then my
Good to
favorite
know.
is Nana Simnango Di Chingita Baba. So you can just sing it a bit so that we go to break.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you can.
Na se munongo ni chengeta baba, munongo ni chengeta ishe, andingaleti kutenda. Na se munongo ni chengeta baba, munongo ni chengeta ishe.
Yes, I got Shingisai Suluma right here on Living Legends. A great voice indeed. Join us after this short break.
Mani chengeta na se munongo ni chengeta baba, munongo ni chengeta ishe, andingaleti kutenda. Na se munongo ni chengeta baba, munongo ni chengeta ishe.
The second segment of Living Legends, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you haven't gone anywhere. Today I brought you Shingisai Suluma, the gospel Zimbabwean diva, right here on Living Legends. Shingi, let's talk of the yesterday industry to the current industry. Is there any difference, and what do you think must be done to improve it?
I think there's a huge difference because you know, when we used to sign up with the recording companies, and it's no longer there. But the time, even when we used to sign up, it became difficult as we were going, like the first album, the second album, and when we had to like come to having to be third parties because we felt maybe our money is not being worked out well and we're not getting enough, and so we started pulling away from the recording industry, and then afterwards, and then everybody would want to stand alone, to just do their own recording. And so my husband and I, or I should say my producer, who's my husband, we decided to go and produce our own music, and then we used to do it in China. Just get your CDs in China and bring them back home and sell them in the stores, in the music stores alone. So it became like the trend. And so we started doing that.
Still, on that, has your husband been always your producer, or it started when you were dating, or later
No,
on?
my first album I was alone because I recorded my first album when I was after I just graduated on my bachelor's. That was in England. And so when I got married, because he was interested also in the music, and so he's a producer, he's a musician, he's a songwriter. And so that's when he became a producer. Yeah.
Yesterday I was going through information. I was talking actually. I was trying to make a research,
No
and I
way.
found no controversy. What keeps you shining?
I'm not sure actually, you know, because you always feel the people talking about you, the people shedding or spreading lies about you. So if you tell me that I'm shining, it's actually something that I'm excited to hear, and I'm glad you say that.
That's
But
nice.
you always think there are some haters out there, and they surely are haters. I know it.
Definitely they are. Okay, I came across a divorce issue on Shingisai Sulum.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it?
I think I heard that about as well when I think must could have been 2008. No, 9. Yeah, sure, 2008. And so that time, I'm sure, as I told you, that we used to go in and out of China, and then we did not really live in China, but my husband would go and pick the CDs, and I'll stay home with the children, and then sometimes I would go there. So I'm sure that rumor came during that time when people felt, we saw Mr. Suluma at the airport, or we saw my Suluma at the airport, she's leaving a family, or something else. So I did see the newspaper as well, and then that time I could have been in China as well. And then it said Shingisai's marriage on the rocks. It was so disappointing. I mean,
sad.
you would want to fight. And so when you try to fight, you know what the power of the pen does, and the newspaper will tell you there is no smoke with that fire. So when they say that, you just know you can't do anything more. Because whatever you want to fight it and say, no, I'm married. Can you not see? I'll show you my marriage certificate. It won't work.
It won't work.
And so we just decided to give it time. And so you just be quiet, stay at home, and just be seen walking around.
So how did you felt the time, and how did you overcome it?
We just overcame it by being silent. Just ignore. And just like let time tell. And just do your job and keep doing what you're doing and be seen around with your husband and your children. And so it just died like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still on rumors, some say that you're an ambassador, and then some says you're teaching out there. What really are you doing out there?
The ambassador one is not a rumor because it was all over television. Because 2003, I was an ambassador for UNICEF, fighting child abuse. And so that was a 5-year being an ambassador. So it ended in, must be 2013. So that was true.
Okay. So we come to English songs.
Right.
kudhara chezi anana nhasi anamirira mangwanani ana maitiro enyu ndiyaya. But then there is a Shingisai who's producing English songs. What is inspiring you and where are you taking it to?
That's a rumor now because I've not laid out any song in English as yet.
Okay.
But it's almost like a true rumor because being in the United States for all the 9 years, almost 10, I've been like singing in churches that use the English language. And so, it's been an advantage of living in the United States because you get to learn their songs. You get to see how they write songs. So knowing how they write songs and just like getting inspiration. And then I decided, let me break through in the market or break through in how they do it. And so the current project that I'm doing right now is an English album.
So how has staying outside shaped your career?
Part of it is like doing that part and just going further to learn, to study, to know the writing, how I write Shona, and then getting to try to write English song as a real English artist. So that has shaped me singing English songs and then getting it to write a proper song that can be released on an album with the help of other artists and help of other singers. So it's coming up.
Okay, so I want to say that Shingisai is a good composer. Most of your songs are well written. I remember at one point our former president mentioned a lot about you. Says Shingisai is a very good writer. Who writes songs for you?
Now I do write songs and my husband does write songs too. But that one, Nanasi, was written by my husband, Stephen.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's a good writer as well. But we share. I get inspiration on something and then we write together or he writes alone, but we've just been doing it, all the two of us.
Yes, I got Shingisai Suluma right here on Living Legends tonight. I hope you're enjoying yourselves as much as I am doing. Join us after this short break.
Munodaro nerudo munotibvisa mumoto nepamuromo weshumba matambudziko hangu mazhinji munondirwira pawose mugondikundisa zvose maitiro enyu ndiyaya. You're watching Shingisai Suluma, ZBC Living Legends.
The last and final segment of Living Legends, and thank you so much for supporting us on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Twitter. Keep those messages coming. Much love for you, our fans at home. Shingisai, I understand that you went on with your studies further and further.
Correct.
What do you have to say to the women out there? Because one thing that I know is most women, once you get married, it's kind of greatest achievement. They don't want to study. They don't want to up their game. What do you have to say to the women out there?
I would probably encourage women out there to, I can't just say like go to school, go and study a degree, go and do a master's. But those that can, go ahead and do it. But those that maybe feel it's a challenge, just read something, pick up a magazine, go to the library and read a book. You know what? You never fail to learn something from just a simple magazine that's talking about cancer, blood pressure, diet, weight loss. Many people like that topic. Doing your hair. So read something. You never go wrong when you learn something from a small paragraph. So that's what I encourage women. But those that can study and can go away to universities or to do a diploma, please go ahead and do it. It just like makes you more confident in whatever you're doing.
Still on women and inspiration in the industry, who inspired you, and are you having any collabs with fellow women?
Yeah. When I started music, as I said earlier, I was inspired by women artists. As I said, Mai Shuwai, Utaunashe, and Rita Shoniwa. And you know what, even my biological mother at home, she was a singer as well. But it's not like a recorded music, but they just used to stand in church and sing a solo or a duet. So inspiration came from our biological parents and other women in church that would just encourage you. Unogona kuimba mwanangu. Porera mberi. Unoimba saivon chaka chaka. Even though she was not a gospel singer. But just getting that encouragement helped me. And it was from women mostly.
So are we looking for any collabs out in
so
the
far,
near future?
my collaboration one was released last night by Rose Mambo. I collaborated with her besides, as well as you all know, Janet Manyoa. And but in the future, since I want to do that, to just inspire and encourage women and even to work with them, I would want to do more. If anyone comes up, I'll tell you how to do it.
I want to sing, so I'm coming.
Yep, come along.
All right, let's talk of upcoming albums. Are you working on anything?
As I say, albums, I still can say I'm still want to release more singles. From what I compiled as an album, so, I released a song called Rwendo in 2012, and then I did Paya Paya in 2013. So I keep like releasing one by one or two in each year. And so from that album, that I would have called an album, I still have 3 more to go. And so that one, probably the end of the year when I come back for a concert.
December. What's happening in December?
December, there will be another concert. This is like my concert with the Joy Street Choir. Okay. And then we promising everybody out there that come and hear before Christmas, come and celebrate the New Year and the birthday of Jesus Christ by coming to the show.
I'm the first one to get a ticket, hey?
Please do. This time, don't miss it out.
All right, let's talk of a tribute. I understand you cannot say that I got to where I am right now because of my strength and power. You got other people who contributed to where you are right now. Do you have such people?
To those that want to be musicians and singers, like what I do, just keep it rolling. Try, get out there, ask for an opportunity to sing in church. Get an opportunity to talk to other artists and see how they've done. But never give up. I mentioned earlier about 2 of my albums that were denied, and I succeeded on the 3rd one. And today I'll tell you that I'm on my 10th album. So never give up. Press on to what you want to do best. And never listen to anybody who will tell you that you cannot do it. Because those that say you cannot do it, and yet you have a passion for it, they are wrong.
Sure. To the Zimbabwean fans who had missed you so much, what do you have to say to them?
To the Zimbabwean fans, I just say, please keep supporting me, and I want to thank you for your support. I do not want to call you my fans. I just want to call you my supporters. Because it's not really like something like fanatic, but it's all like somebody who loves me and is inspired by my music and has been helped by my music. So you are my best friends. Thank you.
Oh, indeed. Shingisai Suluma, writer and living legend. She says, you are my best friends. Thank you so much for watching the show tonight. Monodaro Nerudo. Wow, what a fantastic and awesome 30 minutes we had for you today. Unfortunately, I must love you guys and leave you. But before I do that, the details are appearing on the screen right now. You think you're living legend and you want us to pay a visit, do not even hesitate. So from myself, Maslin Bwenamagara, my Suluma, the Living Legends production crew that has been running around to make this show beautiful and successful tonight. Goodbye and much love for you. Unodaro nerudo, unonifisa mumoto,